Good day, seventh grade parents and scholars. It's Mr. Kelley coming to you as we close in on the start of Atlas testing. I'm recording this on the afternoon of Friday, April 11th. Atlas testing starts on Monday, April 14th. You'll take the Atlas math test on Monday, reading on Tuesday, writing on Wednesday, and science on Thursday. Now, all of your classes are scheduled with me in the late morning or afternoon. So next week, if you take me, you'll be preparing for the writing test during class time. We lost 3 days of school due to the weather, so I was not able to properly cover that. Here are some very, very important reminders, and it is extremely important that you do these things next week. I need you in bed by 8:30 p.m. on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights of next week. And yes, I will be texting your parents to remind them. No caffeine after 5 p.m. on those days. It needs to be out of your system by bedtime so that it doesn't keep you awake. Don't play with your phone in the bed. Instead, pull up YouTube, play some classical music all night. It will soothe you to sleep and help you to sleep much better. I need you to eat breakfast high in protein, low in sugar on test mornings. The easiest thing is just to arrive at school in time to eat in the cafeteria. Please avoid candy and sugary cereals before the test. They will make you hyper, and then they will drop you and make you tired right in the middle of the test. You don't want that. Drink a little bit for breakfast, enough to be hydrated, but don't overdo it. There are certain times when we are not allowed to let you leave the room to visit the restroom, and we are trying to prevent those situations. Don't leave anything blank on the test. I don't think Atlas allows you to, but if it does, never leave the answer blank because it will always be wrong. Instead, take your time, rule out the obvious wrong answers, take the ones that are left and make a guess from them. You need to take your time and read every passage twice. You never get the full idea of a passage with one reading. Read it twice. And read it for enjoyment. These are actually very interesting passages that they have chosen. If you will simply give yourself permission to enjoy the reading, you will find that the Atlas test is really not so bad. Now I want to talk to you about test fatigue. I recently took a standardized test myself called the Praxis for 7th through 12th grade English teachers. It took me 2.5 hours to complete it, and I had a 3-hour time limit. That put me under a lot of extra pressure. Fortunately, you don't have a time limit. You've got all day. And if you need it, I want you to take all day. But I remember over spring break when I took my own test, it was mentally draining. There were times when I would stop, take deep breaths, sigh, bury my face in my hands, run my fingers through my hair, stretch, and so on. But I couldn't quit. There was too much writing on it. If I failed that test, I was out $150 and I would not be able to add high school English to my certifications. Fortunately, I passed it with flying colors. But what if I told you there's even more writing on this Atlas test? Property values, the reputation of our school, the reputation of our district, your credibility, the credibility of your teachers, and it goes even deeper, guys. I can't make political statements on this particular platform, but I can tell you that if you will watch the news, you'll see some very interesting changes that your federal and state governments are making to the education system. And without strong test scores, we are missing a huge arsenal of ammunition, figuratively speaking, that we need to defend our schools and the political system. I can't stress to you enough how much we need you to do your best. It is far more important today than it was this time even 2 weeks ago and definitely a year ago. Steve Harvey says this: if you keep doing what you've been doing, you'll keep getting what you've been getting. Y'all, what we've been getting just ain't good enough anymore. We need something different. We need something better. And so I need you to do something different to get us there. And in the words of the famous motivational speaker Zig Ziglar, I'll see you at the top.